So we're working on a Chevy Spark 2014 1.2 motor. We're going to go ahead and change the head gasket on them. The factory ones weren't that good. They don't really have good sealing surface. They're a metal gasket, and they basically had what's equivalent to black paint on it, and it chips off and causes all kinds of problems with them. So I'm going to replace it with a Felpro gasket. The engines are not bad. They didn't need all the sensors they have. They kind of went a bit on the ridiculous side. They're not a bad motor, but all they needed was sensors for the fuel injection. They didn't need all the nonsense, which doesn't improve power or fuel economy. It's, yeah, a little bit ridiculous, but it's not bad. I'd rather have a manual transmission car, because this is a real piece of garbage. This Nissan built CVT automatic transmission has so many inherent problems, and once you fix all the problems it has, it's going to cost you a bit, even if you do it yourself. And but they'll still have problems like the main computer, the transmission computer, and the body control module also. So 3 pieces of junk. Most of them are, the factory ones are made by LG, which is absolute garbage electronics company. If it was made by Samsung, I'm sure I wouldn't have any problem at all. Yeah, so I've had to replace 2 out of the 3 now, after rebuilding the transmission, because they just don't work properly and they don't communicate properly. So all these wires and sensors that were unnecessary, all they needed was to make it simple. They didn't need all this electronics. It's again, just like the engine, it doesn't improve the economy. It doesn't improve the performance. I mean, I have this 77 Astra, and it has a 2.3 4-cylinder, and it gets just as good a gas mileage completely stock with a 2-barrel carburetor. And if I do some work on it, I can probably get it to around 46 miles per gallon, and that's a lot more than this new over-engineered by idiots contraption, which is the Chevy Spark, which is hilarious because 99% of it's Nissan made parts built in Korea. So yeah, I wouldn't recommend these cars unless you get one that has a manual transmission, and you have a lot less problems. Yeah, we don't even want to go into the problems with the CVT today. It's just a piece of crap. Constant velocity transmission. Boy, there they had an idea. Too bad they didn't know how to engineer something. So it's been completely rebuilt, and all the stupid problems fixed in it, and still we're getting problems. Things like the stupid computers are just poor quality. So what are we on now? It's only an 8-year-old car, and it's got problems up the yin-yang, a lot related to the computers, that is, and the crappy CVT transmission, which they should have threw it in the garbage after the first year they designed it. Yeah, so thank you, GM, for the junk you have built me. Yeah. I may actually see if I can find a manual transmission and swap it over, and then I'll have a car worth driving. But here's the old 1977 Pontiac Astra. That's 1,000 times more reliable. And yeah, look how old it is. And the engine has never been rebuilt. And no problems. 2014 Chevy Spark. 90% piece of junk. 10% had a good idea. Keep trying, GM, because you get a serious fail on this thing. And thanks for actually selling manuals for it to look up specs and stuff on it. But they're $600, so thanks for nothing, idiots.